First things first, what's in Techie Tips this month? Well, a rather nice version of the Maniac Mansion music. What else? Let's see now. Ah yes, how to control a sprite from BASIC. Great stuff. But never mind that, there's a glut of games this month. Let's proceed in vague order of goodness. First, Wizard's Pet. And there's something odd going on here. It's presented as if it's a PD game, but it's actually a commercial release from Mastertronic from 1987. Wouldn't be the first time a commercial game ended up in the PD libraries by mistake. Anyway, it's awful. Simple platform shooter, but with horrible jumping controls. You fall like a brick, and you can sort of fly if you hammer upwards constantly. You will not find a decent word said about this online at all. Still, shouldn't be too harsh. Some cursory research indicates the guy who wrote it may have been about 13 years old at the time. I remember cheating with an infinite energy poke back in the day, and I still couldn't complete it as there was a jump that seemed impossible to make. Also curiously, the music has been changed from the commercial release. Now let's see if we can successfully get up here. The answer is no. Oh, I've melted. Repel! A very simple and, to be honest, very repetitive shooter. It is impressively quick though. The bouncing around especially is pleasingly frantic. Unfortunately, I found the best strategy was to not move very much at all and just stand still, move as slowly as possible, and keep blasting away. Ah well. I do like how the smiley faces get progressively sadder as you lose lives though, culminating in this. City Bomber! A demo of a game that never actually came out in the end. I'm not too surprised. It's nicely done and everything, but it seems badly flawed to actually play, at least in this particular implementation. It does have a few nice touches though, such as this Choose Your Ship screen. I don't think it has anything apart from cosmetic effect in this demo though. The problem is you have to pick up a certain amount of men from the city below. The issue with that is that loads of them are actually stuck inside buildings, underneath bridges, and so on. In order to free them, you have to blow up their surroundings, and it's very difficult to do this without blowing up them as well. In fact, you'll find a few people online saying that this seemed virtually impossible. However, there is a way to cheese it, and I did so back in the day. There's a difficulty setting that lets you select ground speed. So, whack it up to full tilt. The hot air balloons that periodically pop up give you a brief moment of invulnerability, so you can blow them up, skim the ground, and pick up pretty much everyone, if you're lucky. After that, it's just a question of destroying absolutely everything in the level. Which I'm not going to do, as it was exceptionally tedious back in the day, especially at this speed. And finally, all the way back in issue 14, there was a demo of a game called Tilt. and I mentioned that there were 2 games called that on the C64. Well, this is the other one, the better one. Didn't stop them printing the instructions for the wrong versions in the magazine, amusingly. This is really nice. The long-lost ancestor of all of those roll the marble games to show off the accelerometer in your shiny new smartphone. Dead easy. Roll the ball to the end, tilting the maze uses power, you get power back from the distance travelled and the gates cleared. Naturally, I managed to complete this level first time in my practice run, and I've made a right mess of it here. Nope! The power level also carries between levels though, I believe, so make a mess up of one level and you can just scrape through to the next level and be kinda screwed. There we go! Wait for it. See, it's just full of nice little touches like that. Another one, just there, is there's a little bing that lets you know that you've hit a diagonal correctly. Always a problem if your joystick was a bit crap back in the day. Ah, first time this time round. Nice. There's a few problems. There's only 4 tables in total. After that it starts adding more kinds of gates and traps, and also makes the balls bigger eventually. The other problem is the pseudo 3D genuinely is pseudo 3D. You can be affected by collisions that don't actually make sense if you thought about it from a 3D point of view. Let's see if we can get this one as well. Nope, that diagonal is always a pain. This really is one of those games you have to be in the mood for it as well. If you're not sort of just focused on the rolling of things and you lose concentration like that, you're not going to get very far very quickly. Let's try this tricky diagonal again. There we go. I can at least show you all 4 tables now. Although I don't have a tremendous amount of power to actually complete it in. Oh hell. I don't know if the best option for this chicane is to try and be clever with diagonals or do horizontally and vertically. Horizontally and vertically did not seem to work there, but we'll give it another go. Uh-oh, backup power. And that's it. It won't suddenly run out of power from underneath you. But there you go. Tilt. Very pleasant surprise this month.